Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 4 of Execute Run Interview. Here's a special episode I promised you all. Next week's episode will be as cool, so if you don't want to miss that, be sure to subscribe. Anyways, enjoy this episode. I'm here with Oskar. Hi, Oskar.
Hey. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh yeah, it's nice. It's an evening over in Stockholm, so just had a little bit of dinner and yeah, happy to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
Well, thanks for coming on. Honestly, I was surprised you accepted right away.
Wow. Well, I mean, I'm not that big in my boots, to deny. It's a fun thing.
That's fair. All right. Do you want to explain a bit who you are for people that are a bit unfamiliar with you?
Yeah. So my name is Oskar. My in-game username is Pulluxx, and I work with Java Realms, the map making community. So
Yeah.
I've been with Mojang for quite some time, and what we're doing is that we take community created maps from Reddit, and if they fulfill our requirements for quality and that they're good, we bring them over to our program where we publish them to Java Realms. So when you buy your Java Realms, you get a subscription so that you can utilize the servers and stuff, but you also get a selection of maps that you can pick from. And those maps are all community creations who are then made by people who originally come from Reddit. So it's all players who just contribute maps to us.
All right. Well, that kind of explains the show note I put to explain what Realms was. So thank you for that.
We can go more into that. Yeah. But so I basically work for Mojang, and I look at community created maps and I publish them, which is it's a pretty sweet job,
Yeah. That's super cool, though.
Yeah, right. I'm happy to. Well, that was my alarm to get me ready for this. Right. Yeah. So it's been I've been here for it's been a long time now. I think I joined in 2018 in April.
Dang.
And right now, so I'm just working on Java Realms.
All right. Let's start with the Atlas/Realms, Java Realms. You can start any game, honestly.
Spider-Man. Let's go with Spider-Man.
Click to start. There you go. Okay. How did the Realms program start, if you know?
So this started way back. It was Mark Watson, who some people on the Slack are familiar with, who is right now our producer for Dungeons.
He's the main producer now?
Yeah, he's a producer for Dungeons. He's a producer for Dungeons. So
yeah.
That's just a very recent thing. So he's moved about in the company. He has had a lot of positions. So he at that time he was part of the support team, and he just had there were so many community maps, and the request was made by Patrick Gauder, who was like, "We have these maps. Can we bring them into Minecraft somehow?" And so Mark was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna pick that up. I can lead that." So he kind of spearheaded the program and started kind of the Java Realms program from then. So that was kind of his main task. And this was before the marketplace. This was 2013. I don't remember the year the marketplace happened.
Yeah, okay, so Java Realms came before Bedrock Marketplace.
Yeah, like the map making kind of program. It can seem kind of like a precursor a little bit. So that was like his. He kind of switched his job from I'm doing support. Now I'm just working with maps, and I think it was seen as like a part of the community thing is then. So then eventually we got more people joined, and it started picking up. Because back then he just reached out to people and be like, okay, your map is cool. Can we like get it into Minecraft somehow? And it was very like, it was just one person doing it, so it was very like, yeah, they didn't really have everything set up for it. Because like right now we have a lot of support, and we have like we'll have like Atlas, the server site, where you can put in stuff. So
Okay.
So
now it's a lot better.
It's better. Like, it's not perfect. Like, there's always ways to improve things, but yeah, compared to back then, which was 2013, yeah, I think so. It was. Oh, I got the golden code.
Nice.
So yeah, humble beginnings. It was just Mark, and then I think Mo joined. Yeah. So like Mo joined. We had Adam joined, and eventually I came into the picture. And it just kept growing. So that was kind of the start of that, from support.
Okay. So there's a lot of theories that were flown around like a few years, at least I heard a few years ago, and some people heard more recently, that Realms has come close to closing. Was that ever actually a thing, or?
Yeah. So I posted some about this on our Slack.
Yeah.
And yeah. It. So what was happening was that we were transferring the content team from Stockholm to the Redmond office, because
Seattle,
most
right?
Yeah, Seattle,
Okay,
exactly.
okay.
So Redmond is part of Seattle, yeah. So because like most of the marketplace centric stuff is in Redmond, so the desire was to transfer the content team as well over to Redmond, which so at that point the focus was more so on the marketplace, and having the content team just focus on the marketplace, which and like Realms was kind of left a little bit on the wayside. It wasn't really a lot of discussion about what to do with the program. Like, everybody liked that the program existed, and like that we kind of kept it running, but the focus was more so on the marketplace for the transfer. So it was kind of like ill situated in that way, that they didn't really know what to do with it. So at that point, I mean, we weren't sure of how it's going to work out, but thankfully, we made kind of like a case for the Java program as like a really important part to the strategy, and so we're a couple of us on the team who kind of made like try to raise awareness within the company, see how we could evolve it, and then the idea was like, all right, so we can have a marketplace content team in Redmond, but we could also have like Java Realms program in. Oh, someone is ringing my doorbell right now.
Oh.
This is so weird. I don't know why. Like, I'm just gonna see what it is.
Yeah, for sure. Take your time.
Real quick. Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
Yes. So yeah, it was a bit shaky. It was looking a bit shaky, and I remember I posted that to the Slack because I wanted to keep everyone informed. That we don't know where this is going. We're kind of working on the program, and we want it to survive, but we don't know like the strategy, how it's gonna work. So it looked a bit iffy, definitely. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I wasn't sure how it's gonna go, but thankfully we have a renewed lease on life, and a lot of people who are like super excited about the program.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. It's still here.
Yeah. I'm glad to still be able to work on it, and that because we're probably going into this later, but our job has always been like split up between Marketplace and Java Realms.
Yeah.
So it's always been a priority to work on Marketplace stuff, whereas Java Realms has been seen as like an extra project or something.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I guess it kind of worked, but like not enough attention was being given to the program, and we didn't have like a lot of resources for it. So I don't think it was the optimal solution, but I think we're in a much better place right now.
All right. Yeah, that's super good that it's still going and people are still excited about it.
Yeah.
What do you guys do besides playing and just giving feedback back to the maps? It's not really clear to us. That was a Realms creator inputted question.
Yeah, no, that's there's a lot of extra stuff that goes along with the job, and we had kind of a hard time specifying everything when we were like discussing the role, and we were discussing like, okay, let's turn this programming to like a full-time task. So at that point, because it was just me and Andreas working at that time when we were discussing it, and then it turned into just me for a little while. So besides just playing the maps, reviewing them, like me for example, like I write a blog post for every release.
Yeah.
Which is it's fun because I get to put some like creative writing into my job. But it definitely takes some time to get that right, and so I work with the creative team who are like responsible for Minecraft.net content. So work with them to, so like they go through the stuff and like I'm telling them like, here's the assets, how do we got to put this out. So that's always a recurring like release weeks are usually when you're like, oh man, there's a lot of tasks right now, and then at the end of the week when you do the release on Friday, you're like, nice, everything's done, the release is out, it's posted about. It's really nice to have like a recurring I've done something feeling in your job. Like something clear in front of you. Mm-hmm. So that's like a really nice part of it. So it's definitely that. And then there's a lot of administrative tasks. So like we do have a Slack channel for everybody who joins the program, which usually doesn't require a lot of moderation because people are like, it's usually not, doesn't require a lot of work on our part, but it's something that we have to kind of keep tabs on and make sure that the questions are answered and stuff like that. And like people usually reach out also about things like, oh, my account has been hacked or something, you kind of have to look into that. And a lot of technical issues too, which unfortunately now with immigration, there's been kind of a wave of difficulties for people to log into Atlas and stuff. So chasing down like technical errors and talking to the devs is something that's takes quite a lot of time. We're also like working on the strategy right now, because like now that we're actually seeing this as a program that we really want to push, there's a lot of discussions on ways to do that, how to make the program more visible, goals to set up for it, and stuff like that. So
that's good. Yeah.
So it's fun because you're basically like a indie game publisher. It's kind of how I see it,
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
it's like a sub game inside Minecraft.
Yeah, like we're a little bit of our publisher there. So it's like we get maps, we look through them, we make sure the quality is there, we publish them, and then we have to talk to all our like the devs or like the game studios, which all of you are, and make sure like all your needs are met and stuff like that. So it's fun because it's usually come Monday every week. There's like a lot of different tasks to do. Like it's a job where you have a baseline thing to do, but a lot of weird one-off things pop up, you know. So you're never like bored that you're just doing the same thing over and over again, because you get these little extra things.
Yeah. It's always different with different creators.
Yeah, and like one thing that I'm also like very that I really want to step up is the onboarding of new creators.
Yeah, with the reopening of Reddit.
Yeah, exactly. I really want to have like a much better springboard for new creators to come in, so that they know they have more resources, and we can just ease that process up, so that so that they know, like, and they have all that at display instantly. So there's a lot of ways to like improve the program as far as I can see it, and that's kind of a big thing that I'm dealing with right now on my plate.
Yeah. Well, you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Alright. What do you think are the flaws with the program itself, if any?
It's flawless, you know. It's perfect. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's the
Oh,
no.
of course. My apologies.
Yeah. Um. So, I mean, I'd rather see it as improvements, of course.
Yeah.
Like areas where we can improve, and I think definitely one area where we can improve is the visibility of it, because it's kind of had a limited visibility with and a lot of people who doesn't even know that it exists, and
even
they
though
don't
it's
really
right
know
under
that.
multiplayer and the in the launcher.
Yeah, like it's there is ways, like it's not impossible to find it, but I think it could be better, definitely, and for people who are interested, like what we really want is to reach out to the community and have them become a part of Minecraft. So like that's one of the hidden goals. Well, it's not really super hidden, but like we really want players to feel like, yo, I can come, I can be a part of Minecraft. Like my maps that I've spent like countless hours working on is going to be featured in this game. So like that's really what we want out of it. Like as a, I mean, of course, it's great to have more content in Minecraft, but that outreach is something that we're like, that's really important to us. So that's and I think there's more ways to do that too. What I really like about the program is that it is it's a little homely, you know. Like it's all of the creators. You know, I speak to them on our Slack forum, speak to them in DMs. So like you kind of get to know people, and like it feels very like a close knit community. So that's something that I really want to embrace, and something that I really want to like keep intact if we're gonna grow.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's something that's like I mean, I am curious there too. Like what do you think? Like, do you see like any particular flaws that, or like things that you feel needs to
Not
be
really. I
improved?
feel like
Because I'm
the communication is a bit rough sometimes, but that's when you guys were like mostly switching between content creators leaving and coming back, like coordinators, sorry.
yeah, definitely.
But that's more of a like realms thing and not an everybody thing. But yeah, no, overall it's super good. You guys do a great job. I think the servers are a bit rough. That's what like complaints I've heard of people. But that might be because they're hosted in Sweden, I assume.
Yeah, I don't really know sure where we actually have the servers at.
But I mean, that's not really
have
something you yourself can change.
Well, it's something that I'm responsible for. If I'm partially
Oh,
to be responsible for the program, I'd say. So like it's definitely in my interests, and I think that's actually a great point, because the technical, like Atlas, our program for uploading maps, that was like written in like a couple of days by like a programmer,
what?
like yeah, like way back. So it was
Dang.
this dude who just knocked it out in a couple of days and was like, "Here it is, run along with this," you know.
Yeah, and it's
So
been going forever.
and like we've been working with that software for like, how long has it been? Like 7 years or something, and it
Whoa.
hasn't been updated, you know.
Yeah.
So that's not good. That's not great. I think when you upload your maps, there's a lot of information that I would like to add to that.
Hmm.
Like I want more clear error messages when your map is uploaded. There's definitely if you just look on our side, like when we get a new map to us, we get like a ping on Slack, and then we have like our own Scrum board that we update with the tasks, where we like have to type in everything manually.
Oh no.
So yeah, it's a lot of manual steps in the process that I want to eliminate, so that it's never really like contingent on a human error that like a map maybe falls on behind, like it's forgotten somewhere. Because
Yeah.
if human error is possible, but you want to minimize that in the pipeline.
Yeah, sure.
So that's definitely a thing that like the technical part of it. I think for everybody who work, like all of you who work with us and put up with the limitations of that, that's super sweet because it's not great.
It's a fun project.
Yeah,
The whole of it.
but it could be better, definitely. So
Yeah. Have you ever had any like sweetheart maps? They don't have to be like the best, but just some maps that really stood out to you.
I really like the definition, sweetheart maps, because like you said, it doesn't have to be the best ones, because I don't want to come across as too like, yeah, this is the best map you should emulate towards,
Yeah.
But like you get kind of nostalgic for some maps, and like you get to form like a little bit of a connection to them, depending on like when you are. So like there is one. I think this was kind of when I was in the earlier stages of as a reviewer.
Yeah.
And I picked up a map on Reddit. It was like a unfair map, I think is the term.
Yeah.
Which it's basically a map that is designed to have like puzzles that are kind of beyond the game rules. So
Yeah.
so you might have to like think outside the box. You might have to be like, okay, the game is trying to trick me. How do I like stay one step ahead of the game? So it's like a very like hardcore puzzle game. And so Cactus Escape was the name. So I picked it up from Reddit, and I was like, this map is like pretty innovative. We don't have like these types of maps on Reddit. And like the other content coordinators was like, I don't know, like it's very well made, but like it's weird, and like can we have a map that's that hardcore for like newer players?
Yeah.
Which was kind of like the point that we were going back and forth about. But it had a really like it had a good texture pack, and it was like very well made. So I kind of had to fight for it a little bit. But then we included it, and that creator stayed with us and made like a bunch of great maps for us. So
Yeah, it kind of
it's
spawned
always
like the unfair genre because I've seen it quite a few on Realms, I believe.
yeah, and I think I think that was a good precedent to set because obviously we want maps to be like you should be able to get into them easily if you're a new player. But it's also good to have a category for players who want something that's more difficult. So
Yeah, something for everybody.
yeah. So I think I made a little stand, and I like unfair maps. Like personally, like I think they're hilarious. Like they're really really douchebaggy towards the player, and like it's fun. Like because then you're like, oh man, like this map tricked me, but I'm gonna stay one step ahead of like I'm kind of a fan of puzzle maps, so I think it's great to have that addition as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if have you tried any of the unfair maps we had on Realms?
I think I've checked out a few, but I heard like mostly negative opinions about them about other creators being quite repetitive, so I didn't really check out that many. But I'll probably have to check them out more if you say they're good.
Yeah, I think the ones we have are pretty good. Pretty good quality.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, I think everything obviously has pretty good quality on Realms,
Yeah, it
or at
has
least like,
to.
yeah. I mean, otherwise I would I would be in a weird position. So I think those, like, if you're into puzzle games, I think those are definitely fun to check out, especially if you want something that's a little outside of the box.
Gonna casually plug realms right here. If you guys want to check out any of the maps we talk about, feel free to, you get a free subscription with any new account you create. So
Yeah.
you can check out any realms, and you can get up to 10 players on one realm at one time, I believe.
Yep, that's true.
So yeah, if you guys want to check out anything we're talking about, Unfair maps, any other creators maps, or this map that we're playing right now, feel free to check out on realms.
Yeah, and I think the last time we looked at the number, it was was it like? Oh man, I don't want to make up a number, but there's a lot of maps and realms. So
yeah, there's a bit of everybody. There's 4 main categories, I believe.
Yeah. So there's adventures, there's mini games. So adventures are usually single player, but some of them are multiplayer, but they're like a linear narrative and different challenges. So these are great if you're playing solo. We have mini games which are I think that's one of the easiest ways to play. If you want to just load up Minecraft and play with your friends and have a quick mini game. That's a really quick way to do it, and there's a great selection of super intense mini games. And definitely there's world templates if you want to have a survival experience with a little extra on top. There's inspirations maps that will show you cool builds. What do you say?
Oh, I just said to give you build inspiration.
Yeah, that's I think that's it's cool to just see other people's stuff. And we also have experience maps, which are the black box category of maps, which are this is just something weird or something that kind of doesn't fit with other things, but it can be a little. It's a trickster category, and I like it. I wish we had more experience maps because Minecraft is basically a game engine for creators, and they just make cool and weird things that are that doesn't really happen in a lot of. Well, I think it's really innovative what a lot of people do. So I really like.
Yeah, I mean that's a game or a sandbox game like this.
Yeah, and really when you're looking at how different game studios have embraced the third-party community, the third-party content community, I think we could have probably jumped on the ball for that a bit quicker, because third-party creators mod makers, but our map makers as well, they really give that longevity of a game, and they're really the people who make games like Minecraft really live long. So
yeah, for sure.
There's a big gain from that.
Did you doorbell ring again?
Yeah, it's someone trying to sell me something, and I'm just trying to pretend I'm not home.
Alright. Okay, that was a really nice tangent we had there.
Yeah.
This is more for a new person that's interested in realms. Do you have any tips for a new person trying to get into realms?
Yeah. So the most important thing is that when you submit a map, if it's well put together and it's competently made, that's something that's that we can work with in the process. But if the focus should really be on game design and trying to make something new, because that's the easiest way to make something that sticks out from the crowd. So if you have a very competent PvP minigame, but it really doesn't do anything new, it's kind of it's a bit less interesting than something that tries to make something new. Because if you have a really cool game ID, we can always be all right, your game ID is great, but you're gonna need to work on maybe adding a little bit more textures. Your spelling isn't great. Maybe you can make the player experience more smoother. You can there's that's like easier things to fix, rather than if you come with like this is a spleef map, it's just a spleef map, because then it's like, all right, we need to add something to make it your own. I think that's something that's in general kind of like a good rule of thumb, like in game development as well. Like if you're like a small game studio and you're like, I'm gonna make a better Call of Duty, it's you're competing with like the really big giants. But if you're like, I'm gonna make my own game, then you will have kind of a built-in audience, like potentially, if you make your own thing. So I really like when we get something that's either missing from Realms. So like if you look at the Realms content and you're like, wow, there's no maps like this. Why hasn't anyone submitted this? Then that's probably a niche you can fill. Or if you're just like, I have a really cool idea and I want this up on Realms, so I'm gonna make a good map about that. So that's kind of like there is a question that we ask, like, what makes your map unique? And that question is it's really good to answer that and like have something to put there, so that you're not like, I have a PvP map and there's different classes, because then we're like, I mean, like, it's good, but like it's not really that a new concept. So
originality and innovation.
Yeah, it's not so that's really good if you make something that sticks out. I think also, like, if you're a person who doesn't have like English as your first language, it's good to check over your map, which is someone like a friend who speaks English.
And there's also some generators online that can just like spell check or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So like there's help that way. But I think like generally just check out the Realms maps that we have. And if you see something that's like isn't represented, or if you have like a new idea, I think there's different map ideas. So like if you have adventure map, you can like build a narrative heavy map with like your own story. And like it's easy to make that like your personal touch on it, because so there's like you can pick and choose what you want to do, but if you add something of your own flavor to it, I would say that's the best way forward.
Yeah. Also, there's plenty of other creators out there that I'm sure would be willing to help, because Realms is, in my experience, certainly something that's more fun shared with friends or other people around.
Yeah, definitely. And I think like a lot of our our community is really dedicated, because like a lot of them are going to those Reddit submissions, are giving a lot of feedback. So like if you need people to give you a opinion that you can work with, like there's a lot of people who are willing to help and give you their fair opinions. So
there's also a super cool Discord I'm casually going to plug. It's called Map Testing Discord, that is based around mostly testing out Realms maps, and they're open to everybody. So if you have a map that you want to test with other people, then feel free to just go there. I'll put the link in the description.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a super nice community thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of our peoples over there too. So you are speaking with people who are experienced and have been through the process usually. So
yeah. All right. So I know this is like kind of a catchy thing for a lot of people that are interested in, which is the Realmscape.
Yeah.
It's kind of a dumb question, but I get asked a lot. Is the cape still being given out?
Yes, the cape is still being given out. Stop harassing Ella about it. Harass me about it instead. But this is how it works. So like if you submit a map, first you need to get accepted on Reddit. So you need to come on us with a good enough map, and then we will review it and we will send you a message depending on how to move forward. And then you join the program. We will like continue to work with you on the map. And so there's a point system here where depending on what type of map you upload, it gives you an X amount of points. And when you reached 8 points, you will be awarded with a cape. And 2 of your co-creators on the map will also be given a cape if they have the same amount of points. So there is that is the way to get the cape.
And also, all these cape questions can be found on the guidelines site that I'm also going to put in the description.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah,
it's a bit unknown
just
to a lot of
read.
people, but yeah, it's a lot of reading. So I know some people don't like and try to skip it, but just if you want to, looking for the cape, just go to the bottom of the page. That's at the bottom of the page.
Yeah, that's where it is. Yeah, just scroll right down and check it out.
Yeah, but you read through the rest of it because it's still about ROMs. Anyways, well, you just explained how you get the cape. All right. I think those were all the cape questions. I thought there was more. Okay, never mind. That's good.
Yeah, capes are a hot topic. There's a lot of cape-related things, and it's like it's kind of like the carrot to get you to submit maps. So I get that it's like it has a really, it means a lot to people. So I get that
cool
people
cosmetic to a lot of people.
Yeah, so I get that people are like, how do I get the cape? What's up with the cape and everything? It's interesting the little sub economy we have created by like having these capes and cosmetic items that are like really like hard to get.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I just kind of zoned out for a second. The more who are you questions about you. How was it when you first joined the content team, and was it overwhelming? Did you have trouble adjusting? I don't know.
Actually, like, so I came from like indie game development. So our team size usually was between like 5 to 8 people. So like really small teams. So then I came to Mojang, and we were like 150 or something.
Jeez.
and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in the major leagues now. Like I'm playing for the big team, and that was kind of like, because like if you're in indie games, then it's kind of understood that you need to do a lot of things that might not be our like primary focus. Like if you program, you might need to answer community questions, and you might need to do a little bit of producing.
Everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. So that was like the mindset I came from, and then I come to Mojang, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we actually have all that figured out. we have a team. You have a lead. We have like a producer for that. There's a strategy and everything." And I'm like, "Oh, so I can just do my job now?" so like that was like a really neat thing to have like the support of a big company.
Yeah.
But at first I was just like, wow, I'm working for Minecraft. Like it's one of the absolute biggest games in the world. Like it's a game
still
that
the biggest game.
I think it's like the biggest game. If you like looking at sales stats, and I'm like, yo, this is a game that I've played a lot of, so I'm like, wow, I feel like I had a little bit of a burden, because I'm contributing to a game that is loved by so many people. So, you can't mess it up.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit like, oh yeah, this is a thing that people are very excited about and very like concerned about naturally because they care about it.
Yeah, passionate about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, wow. So it was good in the sense that the tasks were like kind of more easily described. I had a lot of great support because the team was like I had Moshe, who was our fellow content coordinator, who kind of was my mentor, who helped me out with everything. So I had like really good support from the company.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was.
What game did you come from, by the way? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. No. I was just gonna say yeah. But it was good. It was a bit overwhelming, like just conceptually, because you're like, wow, Minecraft. Damn. And eventually you kind of got into that.
Yeah. So what game did you get picked up from, if you don't mind me asking, if you remember?
So I originally I had my own. So we started a game company, me and a couple of friends.
Oh, that's super cool.
So that's kind of how I got started in the industry. So it was me and a couple of friends from school. We started our company called Eat, Create, Sleep, and we kind of we made these super indie, artsy games that are weird and experimental that not a lot of people bought. But we were we want to do something cool, We're we want to try to make something new, We were very I guess maybe a little pretentious, but so that's where I came from. So we started our studio, looked for funding and stuff like that, and got the ball rolling. It was very stressful and very hectic, of course, to be your own studio and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So for me, it was really fun to be part of, but I'm also kind of happy to work for a bigger company where it's more, more safety and less things to worry about. So, and then I worked with mobile games as well. So some
oh dang.
some kid games for mobile, which it was a gig, so that was fun too.
Yeah.
So I was so my education is basically that I'm educated in game design and programming. So I program in C and have just general game design knowledge is kind of how I got the job.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so this was also another Realms creator inputted question. What is your reviewing style? Because I know Mosh was a bit mostly on the game design if it was good.
Yeah.
What do you believe is yours?
What do you say?
What do you believe is what is your reviewing style, if you know?
Yeah. The dragon style. No. I think for me, what's most important is to see what can be improved, and what can what can I highlight that the map maker can expand upon. So if there's a interesting feature that is I'm this is kind of a hook for me. This is kind of why I like the map. Then I want to be this is something that you can improve upon, because we all do the general quality playthrough where you check for obvious drop off points and stuff like that, and spelling errors and then technical errors, everything that's easy to catch. But you wanna what you really want to do is to give feedback that's so there's areas of improvement, and I'm just gonna give you a little bit of my insight into what I really like about the design and what you can improve, so that when you make your next map, you can kind of bring that with you. So I would like to really be give the maps that extra love, and be I know you can you can just fix things and it's good, but I want to tell you this is the extra steps you can take. It's yeah, because it's a bit different when you, because we used to review marketplace stuff as well, and it's kind of a different process from Realms.
Yeah,
because in Realms we have a lot of freedom to do it our own way.
Yeah. All right. Did you first come as a content coordinator, sorry? On Mojang?
Yeah, that was my first job. I just saw it. I got informed about the job, and that was the role, and I was like, I want that job, and they were like, you can have the job, So
that's super cool.
So that was that. Yeah.
All right. So coming back from what you said about marketplace, do you start coordinating as Realms or marketplace?
Yes, that was. So this is something that might be good to know about the history. So like when the marketplace came up, we were like reviewing every map. So the content team over here, we have like checked out our main task for the job was checking marketplace maps, and Realms was our side project that we also put time in. But now it's the main project. But back then it was very marketplace centric, and now we have like the Redmond content team who take care of that. So I started out with checking out marketplace maps, and then they kind of got me into the Realms maps as well, because it's like it's the two tasks that we have as our main things then.
Yeah. Okay. All right. How is the marketplace very different than Realms? If so, how?
Yeah, that's a big question. I think like in terms of viewing, it's very different. Or I feel like there's some granularity between them, because we do actually have all the the technical support on marketplace. So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, so we have like when a map is submitted, it's submitted to a server uploader who generates the task, and like we have a tool where we can submit our reviews, and there's like a long list of different issues where you can just put in stuff. So all the like technical things are there, but it's also like different because so on marketplace we're working with partners who are contracted with us, and so we're just gonna say like there's some things you need to fix with your map, but then it's good. So there's a baseline of like they're already signed up as a partner, so we are just gonna push this through. Whereas on Realms, we have a bit more freedom to be like, this is what we want to represent, the Realms map-making community. This is the best we can put forward. This is the quality level we set. So it's good that like we have the guidelines, Atlas guidelines. So it's not like I can just arbitrarily be like, oh, you got to put a statue of me in your game, otherwise I'm not gonna pass it. Like
yeah.
like
You have something to just fall back onto.
Yeah, like so like it's we have guidelines, but we can like work with those and be like, this is where we're coming from. But it kind of enables for like I think it enables for a good discussion between the map maker and us, and it's more of a dialogue, I would say, between us rather than on the marketplace.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I just completely lost where I was. All right. So that's all for like the about you questions. Now for the super most important questions, my favorite part of every single interview.
All right.
Axolotl, Fox, which one is the ugliest?
I feel like you're kind of setting people up with that question.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, I don't think there's much discussion, I don't know. Am I going to get kicked off the podcast instantly? Because I think the Axolotl is the uglier mob.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Well, yeah, right? Like, I felt like you kind of set that up, You bring in, like, a super cute mob, and you're like, yeah, like, everyone's going to pick the Axolotl.
Yeah. I don't know. They're both kind of useless, no offense.
I mean, I didn't personally design them, so, I'll pass it along, and maybe, like, we'll send out a hit squad to get you.
Oh, okay. Of course, yeah. Yeah, hit squad. Okay. Well, I'll see the Mojang hit squad with all their bows and arrows.
Yeah.
What mob do you think is... Sorry, go ahead.
No, we're not very technologically advanced that way, unfortunately.
Dang. I mean, I saw the sneak peeks for the thing, so it looks pretty advanced. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, what mob do you think is missing from the game as more of a player?
Yeah. So I had the mob that I wanted for a long time was a goat, which now is kind of in the works. Is it out? Did they put a goat? Yeah, I think they put a goat in, right?
Yeah, it's out to... I mean, Bedrock has a lot more functionality right now, which is one more.
Yeah.
Kind of pointless. But yeah, it's out to both
Yeah.
both versions.
Yeah. So the goat was kind of like my wish. I was like, come on, get a goat. Really cool houses that way.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, so it being kind of like near to Halloween, especially this map being kind of Halloween, currently at least at the time of recording, what's your favorite candy? It can be anything.
I don't know if you have them where you're from, but there's these like chocolate finger ones, which is kind of like, I think that's, if you need proof that God exists, just eat those candies because like those are good.
Yeah, can you send me like a picture when you're free?
Yeah. Because they're like it's like a chocolate long thing with like a biscuit in it. So it's
Okay.
those I can eat infinitely.
There's so many like wrapped candies that it's so hard to tell.
Oh yeah, it's more like I think it's more of a biscuit type category, I guess. So it's maybe like not one of those like loose candies that you would get. So it's kind of like a maybe
like
in
a
that
Reese?
category more so.
I don't know if you have Reese, but like a Reese? Like a Reese's?
Oh yeah, Reese's. That's like Reese's Pieces, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, but they have like their cups as well, Reese cups. I don't know.
Hmm.
That's what it sounds like you're explaining. But yeah, no.
Yeah, it's Cadbury's chocolate fingers. So.
Oh, I think I know that.
Yeah, I think it's a British brand or something.
Possible, yeah.
Yeah. So chocolate, definitely. Give me something with chocolate. I like chocolate and orange, like chocolate with like orange flavor as well. That's good. So
for sure. All right. Well, that kind of concludes it for all the questions. Thank you a lot for coming on and talking about Realms as a whole.
no, definitely, it was super fun to be invited, and there is. Please, if you're listening to this, you're interested about the Realms program, you could submit your maps on Reddit, and me and my coworkers will review your map. And you like, if the quality level is there, you will be invited to the Slack. You will be able to join the group, talk to everybody, have your maps published, get a cape. So, and if you want to play them, just go on, get a free Realm subscription and try out all these fun things.
Yeah, and it's fun for a lot of friends as well. You can get a lot of friends on a map, and
exactly.
All right. Well, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I just said thank you a lot.
yeah. Thank you for interviewing me. It was fun.